What's good, my people? Welcome back to EMGM Sports. It's me, your boy Enzo. I hope everyone is having a good day. How has the weekend been for you? Well, for me, I've just been chilling, really. The weather's been terrible. Is that time of the year, November? Do you know what I mean? Getting into the winter season. There's not much really to do. Do you know what I mean? So I've just been chilling, watching a lot of sports, working on my YouTube channel, etc., etc. So yeah, man. Nothing much going on. How is it for you? What you been up to? Are you out? Have you been out raving and all that? For me, at my age, what I mean, I'm not gonna tell you how old I am. I'm not that old, but what I mean, all that raving, partying. Listen, man, I ain't got the legs for it, man. I'm not gonna lie. I just ain't got the legs for it, man. I'll be chilling, man. I'll be chilling, watching sports and all that. Not much going on. By the way, thank you so much. I'm now on 200 subs. I really appreciate everyone that subscribes, that likes and comments. It means so much. Do you know what I mean? Especially to like smaller YouTubers like myself. You know what I mean? When I'm getting that content out there, it's good to see people responding, people commenting, people liking, people subscribing, people sharing the videos. I really, really appreciate that. You will not understand how much the little that you think you're doing, it goes a long way. So thank you so much to everyone that's subscribed to the channel, man. And I promise I will keep bringing you great content, boxing, MMA. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep bringing it for you. And yeah, man, once again, I just want to say thank you so much. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget, please like the video and subscribe. Anyways, let's get into this AJ retirement talk. Um, I've been seeing it about, innit? I haven't really seen AJ come out saying that he's retired, So I don't know where these rumors are coming from. I've seen it from a few channels. I've seen it online on YouTube. Um, Recently I've seen Carl Froch actually talk about AJ retiring, having to, he's saying that AJ might as well just retire. What more can he achieve in the sport of boxing? I've seen in other channels as well, other people say, yo, AJ's going to retire. AJ's going into property business. AJ's not really bothered about boxing or anything like that. But until now, I haven't heard it from the horse's mouth himself. Like AJ hasn't come out and said he's retiring. So until I hear it from AJ myself, I'm not believing these rumors. I said it myself, like after the Dubois fight, where AJ got knocked out, he was beaten up by Daniel Dubois. Let's be real. It was a shock. It was a shock simply because we didn't expect Joshua to lose in that money. If he was gonna lose, a lot of people thought maybe late on, do you know what I mean, or maybe a lucky punch, or maybe lose on a decision. But the way he lost that fight, the way he got beaten up for 4 rounds and then got knocked out in the 5th round, it caught all of us by surprise because going into that fight, Asia was the favorite by far. You know what I mean? A lot of people wasn't giving Daniel Dubois a chance, but shout out to Daniel Dubois, man. He went in there and he did his thing. Now, I said it straight on the aftermath of that fight. I said, look, I think me personally, AJ's got one more fight left in him. I felt that way because I just feel like the age that ages, how old is age now? He's 35, what, 34, 35, he's around about that age. And everything that he's achieved in boxing, like AJ, he's reached the summit. Like he's achieved everything in boxing that 95% of fighters will never achieve. So when I looked at I just looked at the whole situation, the whole scenario, whatever. He's made loads of money. He's got all the sponsorships in the world. He's been in some of the biggest fights, biggest pay-per-view sales, ever in British records. He's got a British record for Wembley, 86,000 people. Even though he lost, I was thinking to myself, like, yo, where do you go next? Apart from the Fury fight, what more can you do in the sport? Do you know what I mean? You fought Vladimir Klitschko. You've been 2 times world heavyweight champion. Do you know you fought Alexander Usyk, even though you lost, but you still fought the great man. You've done it all, AJ. So I was thinking, you know what? There's no point of AJ carrying on, But I did say, I think one more fight. Now people are saying he should retire. There's nothing else for him to achieve. He should retire straight away after losing to Daniel Dubois. I feel like it's not gonna happen. simply because I feel like if AJ was to, let's say AJ announces retirement tomorrow, let's say AJ said, look, I'm done, I'm retired. I just feel like that's going to leave a void inside of him. He's always going to feel unfulfilled, if you know what I mean. Like, I know, like, me saying unfulfilled, like, after everything is achieved, 2 times world champion, made all the money in the world, everything, etc. How can AJ still feel unfulfilled? Well, I feel like boxing is a mental game. Do you know what I mean? It's all in your head. You know, psychologically, I don't feel AJ will ever forgive himself if he was to retire the back of a defeat against Daniel Dubois. I feel he's always going to have regrets. And for me, one of my mottos in life is never have no regrets. Do you know what I mean? Never have no regrets. If you want to achieve something, if you want to go for something, go for it. Even if even if you don't get it or you lose, at least you know you tried. At least you know you gave it your best. And I feel like that's the situation that AJ is in right now. He's not gonna want to walk away from the sport of boxing after that defeat to Daniel Dubois. Him himself, he'll be feeling that, you know what? I still got a little bit more to give here. Do you know what I mean? I got one more fight in me. I could make a change. Do you know what I mean? I could train different. I can bring in different sparring partners. I want to go out with a victory. I feel like that's how age is gonna want to go out. He's gonna want to go out on his own terms. And why not? After everything that he's achieved in the sport of boxing, I think Anthony Joshua has earned the right to go out on his own terms. And I've been saying it all along, like, AJ's final fight is going to be Tyson Fury. You know, I wasn't a big fan of him, you know, going for a rematch against Daniel Dubois. I just feel like Daniel Dubois right now, he's young, he's strong, he's powerful. Like, I just feel the confidence that Daniel Dubois has right now in a rematch, I really feel he's gonna beat Anthony Joshua again. Do you know what I mean? And if Anthony Joshua has a back-to-back defeat, let's say he gets knocked out again in a second fight against Daniel Dubois, yes, Joshua will improve. I don't think he's gonna be as vulnerable as he was in the first fight, simply because he's gonna sit down with Ben Davison. They're gonna look at the mistakes in it, and it's not like is rocket science. It's not like he made mistakes which we can't see. That everybody saw the mistakes that Anthony Joshua made. The whole public, even a novice, even someone that's never boxed, can see the mistakes that Anthony Joshua made in that fight. His guard was too low. His left hand was nowhere to be seen. His chin was right in the air for Daniel Dubois to clock it. So those are not hard adjustments. He will make the adjustments, but they're not hard adjustments. But I just feel like mentally, Daniel Dubois has the mental edge over Anthony Joshua. And in boxing, we already know, man, that mental edge is a factor. 90% mental, 10% boxing skills. Daniel Dubois has all the mental edge of Anthony Joshua. That's why I make Daniel Dubois favorite in a rematch. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like he's gonna beat Anthony Joshua again. Now, if Anthony Joshua was to lose to Daniel Dubois in a rematch, what does that say about his legacy? Where does Anthony Joshua go from there? I think the Fury fight is off. If he has a rematch with Daniel Dubois, he loses, gets knocked out, the Fury fight is done. And is done. That's water under the bridge. He can forget about it, because there's no way the British boxing fans are gonna go for that fight against Fury if AJ was to lose against Dubois in a rematch. It's not happening. You can forget about it. And I'm just being real. You can forget about it. And Anthony Joshua's legacy all of a sudden will be in tatters. He's going to have one of those legacies where he's not going to be respected. People are going to say, you know what, well done, Anthony Joshua. He started boxing a bit later on in life. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He made a lot of money, 2 times world champion, but he lost twice to Daniel Dubois, lost twice to Alexander Usyk, got knocked out by the fat kid, Andy Ruiz. That's what people are going to remember. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I was against the rematch. And by the way things are going, the way things have panned out in the last few weeks, is looking very unlikely that Anthony Joshua is going to rematch Daniel Dubois in the immediate future. Now, we don't know. Things could change. And in boxing, things are always moving around. So we never know. But for me, avoid a rematch against Daniel Dubois. Lick your wounds. You took that L. Move on. Let Let Daniel Dubois be someone else's problem. Let him go fight, Fabio Wardley. Let Joseph Parker. Let them guys, Gilles Zhang. Let them deal with Daniel Dubois. Do you know what I mean? So Anthony Joshua, for me, his last fight, Tyson Fury. And I've got a strong feeling that Alexander Usyk on the 21st of December, he's going to beat Tyson Fury. Excuse me. I just got a feeling Alexander Usyk is going to beat Tyson Fury. I think Alexander Usyk has Tyson Fury all figured out. And the way, he was able to walk Tyson Fury down in the first fight, and he almost knocked out Tyson Fury. What was it, the 10th round or whatever? 9th round? He almost knocked out Tyson Fury. That's going to give so much confidence to Alexander Usyk. Now, a fighter like Alexander Usyk, who's so skillful, world-class, elite, if he's figured you out, if he's got that confidence, listen, I think you're almost fighting a losing battle, man, because that guy is so skilled. So I think Tyson Fury loses against Alexander Usyk. Him and AJ get it on in May or June 2025 at Wembley. They break all records, pay-per-view records. They might even do that. I don't know. Can Wembley Stadium, can it go up to a capacity of 90,000? Because I think that's what AJ and Fury do. They'll do easily 90,000 fans packed into Wembley Stadium. That's if Wembley Stadium can take 90,000. I think it can. If they can take it up to 86,000, I think they can push another 4,000, right? Surely they can. So I feel that's going to be the final fight, the last fight for Fury and AJ. And win, lose or draw, I really feel like both fighters should then walk away. The age that they're in, they've already achieved a lot. They've made all the money. Listen, we've always wanted to see Fury versus Joshua. And we might not be getting it at their prime, at their pomp, but we still want to see that fight. I will pay the pay-per-view to see that fight. I might even go to watch it at the stadium. And I don't like going stadiums. I don't like going watching fights live, but I might make that effort. I might just change it. Do you know what I mean? I might just break my own rules and just go to the stadium and watch it live, because that's going to be one of those fights of the ages where I can tell my grandchildren, etc. Do you know what I mean? So retirement for AJ, not now. It's not going to happen. Carl Froch keeps banging on about AJ should retire. But, Carl Froch and Anthony Joshua, they've got some beef going on, do you know what I mean, behind the scenes, some personal beef. I think it's got nothing to do with boxing. But, you know what I mean, Carl Froch comes across as a big hate of Anthony Joshua. And you know what? Sometimes your biggest hater is probably your biggest admirer at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Because they can see something in you that they never had, or they just love you, innit? They admire you, and they hate you for the admiration at the same time. So I don't know, man. Carl Froch, Anthony Joshua, hopefully they can get along after the dust is settled. You know what I mean? After Anthony Joshua's retired, he's gone off to the sunset. Do you know what I mean? Often in a heat of battle, when fighters are still active, you know what I mean, they will have disagreements, and they'll have relationships will be broken with certain people. Do you know what I mean? When you're still active in when you're still fighting. But once you retired, what's the beef really? Do you know what I mean? You retreat, you're all human beings, you get along. So I'm sure Carl Froch is a Hall of Famer in British boxing. Do you know what I mean? Had a fantastic career. Anthony Joshua, respect to him, fantastic career as well. And he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. So both guys, I'm sure they're going to make up once Anthony Joshua hangs up his gloves. And the whole perception about boxers and their legacies. Listen, Mike Tyson was one of the most hated boxers in the world at one point in time. Do you know what I mean? Everyone hated Mike Tyson. He was fighting people, swearing at cameras, you know what I mean? Swearing at reporters, breaking cameras. He has some mental issues going on, Mike Tyson. But now, you see the respect that Mike Tyson gets from everyone. Do you know what I mean? Everyone looks at him fondly. Everyone looks at him in a good light, Mike Tyson. But Mike Tyson has a very torrid past. Do you know what I mean? He's got a lot of demons in his past. But now, after a few years, he's getting on, he's older. I love watching Mike Tyson, his podcast, the way he talks. I'm like, yo, I'm fascinated. Do you know what I mean? The guy's got so much knowledge, so much game to give. And That's what happens with time, man. A lot of these fights, someone like an AJ, I know right now people are looking at his legacy, they're questioning him. They're saying, what the hell is AJ done? He hasn't really done anything. He's got a glass chin, whatever. People are saying all type of kind of nonsense about AJ, yeah? Some of it right, some of it also wrong, innit? Some of it, there's a lot of hate there. But once it's all said and done and AJ's retired and, you know, we fast forward 10 years, people are going to look fondly back at his career. They're going to look at Olympic gold medalists. They're going to look at two-time world heavyweight champion. They're going to look at the amount of money that he made. They're going to look at the way he rejuvenated the heavyweight scene, because the heavyweight scene was dead in the water, man. AJ came along and boom, all the lights were switched on and eyes were back on the heavyweight division. AJ done that. Do you know what I mean? So I think people remember him for that. You know, and even someone like a Frank Bruno, you know, people used to laugh at Frank Bruno. Do you know what I mean? Like they laughed at him. But after retirement, now Frank Bruno is like everyone loves him. You know, so I feel like in sports, especially in boxing, combat sports, you know, people like just hate you like while you're still active. And then when you retired, you know, they'll look back in your career fondly and they'll be like, wow, actually, my guy wasn't actually that bad. You know, so yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it at that. Anthony Joshua, listen, he ain't retiring. So all this retirement talk for Anthony Joshua, I think is nonsense. It's not gonna happen. He's gonna have one more fight, and that's gonna be Tyson Fury, because I believe Tyson Fury is probably gonna lose against Alexander Usyk on the 21st of December. So therefore, Joshua and Fury will have nowhere to go but to face each other at Wembley in June 2025. I've said it right here. We will come back next year. Yeah, you can rewatch this video and say, you know what, Enzo was right. I told you so. I told you so. But yeah, let me leave it at that, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you know what I mean? Drop a comment. Let me know, should Anthony Joshua retire right now and just walk away from the sport of boxing? Do you think he's achieved everything that he's ever wanted to achieve and there's nothing left to prove? Drop in the comments, let me know. Oh, do you think he should chill, hang around, have one final fight against Tyson Fury at Wembley in front of what? 90,000. Do you know what I mean? He's going to do well, man. Drop a comment. Let's have that conversation. Once again, I appreciate you for watching this video. You know what I mean? Thank you so much to everyone that subscribed. Thank you to so much. So thank you so much to everyone that likes the video, shares it. I really appreciate you, man. You're really helping the channel to grow. Thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. Once again, it's me, your boy Enzo. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe. I would really appreciate that, man. I'll be back again real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed. Peace.